Hello everyone, welcome to my presentation on Machiya. My name is Savannah Yon. I have been interested in architecture since I was around 13 years old. I would spend hours looking up old houses and drawing my dream house. Now I've been studying Machiya for about 8 months as a Labo intern. I have really enjoyed learning, and I hope that you will find it interesting as well. What is a Machiya? A Machiya is a townhouse that was, and sometimes still are, used as both a home and a place of business. They can be used as shops, restaurants, tea shops, inns, or just as a home. When was the first Machiya built? Machiya are thought to have first been built during the Heian period, starting in Kyoto. While Machiya are in decline and not as popular now due to being hard to maintain, they can still be found all over Japan. Machiya has many features, but these are the most common features I have found through lots of Machiya. The Toriniwa. The Toriniwa is a long earthen-floored corridor running from the front to the back of the Machiya on one side of the house. The word Toriniwa specifically refers to the front entrance of the corridor, while Hashiriniwa refers to the back exit of the corridor. The back end of the corridor is where the cooking fires were. Koshi, a wooden lattice that makes it easy to see outside from inside, but difficult to see inside from outside. This brown lattice here is the koshi. Koshikabe is a little similar, but it covers the bottom wall of the Machiya to protect it from being hit or scraped from things that are passing. Mushigo mado is a funny word because it means insect cage window. It is this white barred window on the top here that allows light and airflow to come into the Machiya. So most of the rooms are tatami rooms in Machiya, but some tatami rooms have what is called the tokonoma, which is this recessed alcove here. It is divided into two by a divider with a painting or calligraphy and flowers on one side and either shelves or closets on the other. The irori is a pit in the floor with ash and charcoal that is used for cooking and heating water. The family sits around this, and it is the old dining room of the Machiya. Roof tiles. The main role of roof tiles is to protect the house from fire. They help to stop the fire from spreading from roof to roof. Many are decorated with this swirling symbol here that serves to help protect against fire. These tiles are also loosely put on so that they are able to fall off in case of an earthquake, so that the heavy tiles aren't sitting on the roof, so that the roof can bear it easier. This is one of the Machiya that I first saw when I was looking through Machiya. This Machiya is called Niseya, and it is located near Mount Tsukuba. Here you can see, here's a map of the Machiya and the front area. The front area is right here. This is probably the Machiya I've seen with the biggest landmass. So here, the owner told me that the wealth of a merchant was often shown in how thick the main beam of the store was. In this picture, you can't see the main beam, but you can see the supporting beams here, here, and they're already very big. This is an area where they had all of their things they were selling. Here is a thick dirt wall, which helps to reduce fire so that fire doesn't spread into the store and destroy their wares. They also have a door that is also made of dirt, which they can use to put in places to help stop the fire. The previous owner, current owner's father, actually did have to use that door once. This is probably one of the aspects that I found most interesting about this Machiya, and I have seen in many others afterwards. But this right here, there are two slats that can be lowered down so that the front part of the machiya is blocked off from the outside and inside. It helps to keep the shop safe. You can see here, as we're lowering it, it has this door that you can open and close, so you can let people in from outside without having to lift the whole area and expose it to the dangers outside. There is also a little latch that you can move over so you can look outside and see who is outside before letting them in. So most machiya will have a kura, which is a storehouse. They could be either in the back, separate from the main machiya, or connected to the machiya. Inside the kura of Misaya, the owner had changed the downstairs into a music theater that he does have shows for every now and then. He allowed us to go to the top so that I could see all of the joints at the top. You can see how everything works together to keep the roof up. So, in a town called Takayama, I went to see this house, this machiya. It is a newer one now because it had to be rebuilt in the 1900s after it burnt down. When you first walk in the big open area, there's huge support beam system here. In this picture, you can see more of the system and just how big the area is, as well as the main beam right here. This beam is huge. So because the building had to be rebuilt, the architect they hired built a second floor in the back half of the house. This area has about 2 to 3 tatami rooms, which you can see here. The upper area is also green, which the downstairs area is not. This is another town that I really enjoyed walking through, Arimatsu. In this building, you can see some of the things I talked about before with the Mushiko Mado and in this area here. This building is really interesting because it's this whole area here. One thing to be noticed is the tiles they used are very different. Here, here, and here are the newer tiles, while here are the older, heavier tiles. Let's see what you've learned about machiya. How many questions can you get right? Question 1. How long have machiya been around for? A. 500 years. B. 1,000 years. C. 1,500 years. Ready? The answer is B. 1,000 years. Machiya have been around since the Heian period. Question number 2. True or false? Machiya are made entirely from wood. Ready? The answer is false. Machiya are also made from clay and mud. And question 3, the last question. How can you tell if the owner of a machiya was rich? A. The support beam size. B. The number of windows. Or C. The type of wood joinery used. Ready? A. The support beam size. The beams of wood used in these machiya were huge. So big you wouldn't be able to wrap your arms around it. After studying machiya, I have gained a greater respect for Japan and her culture. It has been so interesting learning about the little details. I plan to continue studying machiya, build a model, and eventually build a house based on machiya. This concludes my presentation. I hope that you learned a lot of interesting information. Thank you for listening.